Heath.
New year, new me. I played a game.
You're off to a strong start.
Boy, it's cold out there.
Yeah, cold in this January we find ourselves in. Welcome to 2025. Hey there, Samantha.
Hello.
The three of us, the trio, has reconvened. It's the new year. Another year of Mobius Tubes. This is episode 115. We're recording it on January 12th, 2025. First episode of the year, and we're bringing back some old segments, doing our fantasy publisher draft, but I'm getting ahead of myself. Heath, how's 2025 treating you?
Well, I don't know if I want to put this out there. I got banned on Tinder and Hinge.
What?
So I suspect it's got to be like a bot because it happened the exact same minute.
Interesting.
I think that I just flagged some sort of list that they both pull from.
Yeah, you're getting too many matches. They're like, there's something fishy going on.
Or
here.
something fishy is going on, yes. And I appealed the other day because it's just said that I violated their terms of service, their EULA. And I go, how? And the results of my appeal got back, and the ruling on the field stands. I am banned.
Oh my God.
For an undescribed amount of time. So.
I mean, like, how many dick pics did you send?
Send. It's just, you just put them out for all to see. Yeah, so I don't know if that'll get cut, but 2025 is going great.
Yeah, stellar start. At least for your video game playing.
That's true. Are you ready? You ready? All right,
yeah.
We're going to do it.
Why beat around the bush?
According to Samantha's recommendation, I'm hours into The Witness.
The screenshot you sent me indicates you're in the end game.
I'm in the end game of The Witness.
The puzzle game we were hot on last year from Jonathan Blow.
I can't take all the credit for being as far into this game as it took you guys however long, because I've been Outer Wilds into thinking outside the box and non-linear puzzle-minded. I've just been trained for this.
You've been honing your talents.
Right. So when I ODST into The Witness, or no, the game starts in like a pipe, doesn't it?
Yeah, you're underground, I think.
Yeah, you stole that from Miyamoto. Anyway, you come out of the pipe and you're in this like tutorial playpen. It's got a white laser fence. Didn't even stand a chance. I was out that fence immediately.
And you escaped instantaneously by solving very basic line puzzle mazes.
That is correct. That is what I am doing. This is going to test all of your memory of this game.
Okay.
I skipped over the secret bunker that you pass on the left.
Right. That's there to just like tantalize you.
Yeah. I'm just dillying with it, thinking that I'm going to be able to find the solution. So I forget that. I go to the blue boxes and I learn the mechanic with the black and the white squares.
Mm-hmm.
I won't spoil what it is, but here's a hint for all you Witness players in 2025. Segregation. So you go back to the secret bunker, cracked it easy. I see the secret. I have no idea where it belongs to. And then I leave. I go to the green boxes. I had already solved the secret bunker, so the green boxes were easy. Then I go to Joseph Ferris's house. You know what I'm trying to talk about? You control like two lines at once through the puzzle.
It takes two. Cooperative game.
Easy. I do Joseph Ferris's house. I thought it was going to unlock the thing that you see in the sky, but it doesn't. It makes a gate fall down. And then I go to the phylogenetic trees. That was the first one that gave me pause.
That, I recall, that was the first one we had to abandon completely and come back to.
And that's fair.
Yeah.
I can understand why. Me, because I took Bio 201 in college, I knew exactly what the solution was. Even the penultimate one, or not the ultimate one, the last one, where things are not as they seem. That one took twice as long as all the others.
Wow.
Okay, wow.
And then I'm just crushing it. I go to the red solar panel. What do I do? I leave the red solar panels.
That's in the desert, right?
Yeah, it's in the desert.
Oh my God. Yeah, that was one of the last ones we did.
Yeah, I think it was the last, possibly.
Yeah.
I keep walking around the sand and I go down to this beach door that's full of dots and Tetris. I have no idea what to do. I leave. I go to the autumn forest. There's multiple forests in this game.
Yeah.
It's like the first area that I finished.
Yeah.
And when I say finished, the thing comes out of the thing and it shoots the thing. I go to the castle next.
Wait. Go back. So the autumn forest was our first area that we almost finished. We fumbled at the last puzzle.
Right, because you think that you have to intuit the other half.
Right.
But if you just did those squares, the other half opens.
But okay, we had both sides and we couldn't get it. Like, it was like weird. I don't actually remember how to solve it right now.
Because one follows one logic and the other follows the other.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
I also opened the one and I thought, Jonathan Blow, okay, you want me to, wow, these leaf patterns on this gate are so hard to see.
It was so. I was getting a migraine trying to look at them.
Right.
We
And-
spent like at least an hour on that puzzle, probably.
But then surely you did the other, the
Yeah.
reciprocal.
No, like after we had both gate sides, we were like, what did we do here for a long time?
Oh, you were staring at double gates open?
Yeah.
Oh, come on,
Oh, wait.
Sam.
What am I correct? You know what I'm talking about? It's the
I don't-
grave. I remember us getting stumped there.
I think I've repressed everything around that certain puzzle.
We might do like a 60-second spoiler thing after I get through this monologue. I go to the castle next.
Keep going.
Love the castle.
Castle was great.
Yeah, you go through all 4 of those spots, and then you climb the tower, and you see, oh, shit, I didn't write down anything.
Yeah.
So I later, if you can scroll through my phone, you'll see I took screen grabs. Of,
This is when having a partner is helpful.
One person plays, one person takes screenshots.
yeah, well, I climbed down that tower. Fuck that. I'm not going to bother with it. The destroyed town, the jungle, the river, the mountain. I stood on a statue's head. I'm doing Disney channels around the environment, right?
Yeah.
Finally, I make it to the greenhouse. That's the second area that I finished.
Okay.
I took the boat to the treehouse. That was the third area that I finished.
Okay.
Oh, you did Treehouse.
Oh yeah, who didn't do treehouse?
I was like, no way Heath did it because this treehouse was punishing.
No, dude. Every so often, I would just go like plop, plop, plop. They fold it out for me like the red carpet.
Yeah, that was a blessing.
You don't like stars, do you? What do you call those symbols?
Yeah, I would call them stars.
Yeah, stars.
It was just so punishing to take a single step. I had to solve a whole new puzzle. I hated that. That was probably my least favorite area.
Such incremental progress.
Yeah, I felt like I was begging to make progress.
But the one thing in the back of my mind is I'm desperate to find the Tetris tutorial. I don't understand how Tetris works.
Yeah, me neither.
Chris never figured that out.
I'm making the symbols. Okay, well, I'll say it last.
Yeah.
I go back to the boat. I try to sail around the shipwreck, and I saw the thing you're supposed to see.
Yeah.
So I got really good at turning the boat around so I could restart it again. And try as I might, I never got it.
I don't think we did either.
We never got it. We tried quite a few times. It's hard.
Oh, so not every puzzle is necessary to get the good
The
ending.
environmental puzzles are not necessary to get even like the full ending.
We never found out.
You don't need to Disney a single channel?
No,
Wow.
you can. It's cool.
It's cool.
Yeah.
So I'm like, forget that. I took the boat all the way back to the desert. I retried the red puzzles. Aha! Dude, I flushed the toilet so many times
What?
when you get down in the depths.
Yeah.
And then the
water goes-
We flushed the toilet so many times.
One of those puzzles is so hard, and the other ones are like fine.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was one that got us, I think.
We looked up like a YouTube solution for one.
This was the only puzzle we looked up, by the
And
way.
you know what? I don't fault you.
for
Yeah.
one of the toilet flushing solutions. And the first video we stumbled upon, I think, was the person just like accidentally solving it, and we were so mad because we wanted an explanation.
We were like, what angle do I need to be at to see this? How am I supposed to do this, Jonathan? And it's like, no one knows.
And his YouTube narration is like, yeah, and that's the second one. And then,
Yeah.
and then it kind of like Windows Movie Maker blue screens to like a really shitty subtitle that's like puzzle number 3 while you're listening to Paralyzed by Finger 11. So
It's like I'm there.
after the red screens in the desert, I attempted what I'm calling the report card. It's this purple one in the destroyed town that has 3 wires coming off of it.
Yes.
They are all taken from different areas. So I nail the first 2 solutions on the report card. And the third one, I don't understand because I hadn't done the temple yet. So then I went to after I did the report card, I watched a movie.
We never saw that movie.
But you guys never saw the movie.
Nope.
Any of the movies?
I don't
No.
think so.
We saw 0 live action movies.
Okay, did you at least get into that area and then get out of that area?
I believe so.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, I should mention, I'm doing a lot of walking around to the backs of gates. I'm like, well, I'm going to come out this way as soon as I... Anyway. And after that, I went to the jungle.
Okay.
And
the jungle.
I got that mainly because of what you guys said. Then I did the temple. Then I spent an extended amount of time in the Tetris Swamp. The Tetris Swamp is the worst area in the whole game.
Oh, yeah, it sucks. Your
the
mobility is so limited.
The platforms are so slow. Why are they so slow?
The lasers are slow.
The lasers? What are you talking about?
When you've finished an area.
The things that come out of the box.
Yeah, what about it? Oh, yes, yeah.
Yeah.
But that's for dramatic effect. You're not waiting for those.
Yeah, we are.
You're beelining to the next area while that thing is like focusing the crystal.
Chris and I, to honor the effort we put into these
What, you did
horrible
like a 12-gun salute as the thing shoots?
You did it?
No, I'm like, I gotta go to this red panel.
Yeah, Samantha and I would sit around and disassociate as we watched the lasers come out since we needed a break.
I do the Tetris tutorial, and I am no closer to the logic. If Jonathan Blow put up a bunch of pentagrams in front of me and told me to solve the Tetris puzzle, I would be able to. This is my patchwork brain coming out.
Yes.
But why do I suck at the Tetris thing in The Witness?
I'm of the opinion they're the hardest archetype of puzzle in the game.
Interesting.
You have to just slide, and especially if it's
Oh.
like at the perimeter of the grid.
So Heath, Chris was the driver when we were playing this game, right?
Yeah.
I was the sitter. So I would like take a picture of the puzzle and then like do it on my phone. And the advantage to doing that is you can physically draw the shapes on the grid. And I think that is a massive help because I never thought the Tetris was that hard. Probably because I had a distinct advantage. Oh, yeah.
That was the extent to which I did that.
Yeah.
When you finally get down in the mountain.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
So we're heading there.
Go on.
I finally get the confidence to go to the castle. I take all the screenshots. I piece A, B, C, D. Comes out of it, shoots. I hate the Tetris Swamp. I know I said that just now, but I am reading my notes.
For emphasis.
I'd rather go to the mountain. I do the mountain. Those two guys, it was tricky, but it was nothing I haven't seen before.
Okay.
A la the bonsai tree in the temple.
Yeah.
You descend into the mountain. What are these white things?
What are these white things?
I don't know what I meant by that.
I do.
I leave the the white things. Oh, the little symbols that are like a white triangle. I think it's in the quarry in the quarry is that the little white triangle.
Oh, okay.
It's not a tetrahedron, but it's that symbol belongs to that area. I haven't touched it.
Oh, interesting.
This is at 2 a.m. last night, guys. I'm like, I gotta finish this before the podcast. But I left the ground floor of the mountain. I can see through the glass. My nose is on the glass of the the doors. They can see like there's a little statue guy popping a squat in like the tunnel area, like the Harriet Tubman led slaves through the bottom of this mountain. This is underground railroad. And then I go back to the Tetris Swamp. I finally get below sea level. And that's where I am now.
You're really close to the end.
You were.
I know. I look at the sky and I see like 7 different things.
Yeah.
You were deep into this game. Wow.
Well, I got to get to the looker.
Nice job, Heath. I'll tell you the true ending, quote unquote. If you do all the lasers, so you get all the areas. Chris and I did all the lasers. I think there were 12. Am I right?
That sounds right.
You know the statue guy you see that's sitting through the glass? He has a puzzle. If you solve that puzzle, you can do the addition to the witness, which is like a timed witness puzzle where you have to solve a bunch of witness puzzles under like 3 minutes. And it's like, it's really hard from what I've seen.
Yeah, you've mentioned it. Okay.
We never even tried that gauntlet.
Yeah, we finished the game and we were like, yeah, we don't want to do that. So
that
we didn't.
optional final timed challenge, by the way, is randomized.
Yeah.
So you cannot look up a solution.
Yeah, you have to like know it.
I do respect that, but it is hardcore.
Yeah.
Some of it is also navigating the environment because there'll be like 5 puzzles and one of them will be the one you need to solve. And so you got to figure out which one that is based on what's going on.
Oh, wow.
Not for the faint of heart.
Basically-
Jonathan Blow, is he like a Mensa member?
He would be definitely the type of person who at least applied. And he
It's
may
an
have-
application? I thought it was like a Nobel Prize, but they just give it to you.
No, you have to apply.
And he probably has the chops to make it in. Let's be real.
Saying someone definitely at least applied to Mensa, I feel like is so shady. It's like they thought they were really smart.
No, I mean,
I don't know if they are.
look at The Witness. It's a crazy intelligent game.
Well, I mean, I thought about applying to be on Jeopardy.
Oh, okay.
Because apart from books, I know a lot of different things,
Well-rounded.
except for books.
Except for books.
So that's The Witness.
Sounds like you're having a grand time with it.
I'm so glad you're having fun with it, Heath.
Games can be fun.
It's definitely a game that can get you down if you let it. So I'm glad you're not letting it.
Yeah, what's your approach, Ben, as far as like looking up hints? Are you cold turkey, no assistance?
The face Heath is making is absolute disgust.
Audio listener, I scrunch my nose.
Yeah.
Chris, my friend of a decade, should know my DBYC
Die before you cheat.
motto. I haven't cheated mainly because of what I mentioned at the start of this thing. My whole life I've been cheating by playing analogously nonlinear puzzle games.
Based on the number of hours you played on The Witness the last time I've checked and how far you are, that's pretty impressive. You've done pretty well.
Y'all cheated in Ace Attorney by playing Danganronpa.
Not enough.
Yeah, not enough. Well, pretty glowing reaction. I'm happy to hear it.
I'm glad you like it.
Now there's 2 versus 1, Samantha. We like The Witness.
I don't not like it. I just think Jonathan Blow is not seeing heaven for what he made us do.
I'll talk. I don't have that much to say. Heath has been the most diligent game player for this episode.
Just I the breadwinner audience.
Yes, earning that paycheck.
I do it for you.
I spent my winter break kind of catching up on some TV, subscribed to a month of HBO Max. So instead of playing games on Steam and stuff, I've been
Did
catching
you watch
up.
The Wire?
I did not. I decided to invest my 1 month of television viewing into watching all of Succession.
That's why you guys keep referencing it.
And I also watched True Detective Season 1, which 2 thumbs up. I mean, it's a decade-old show, but I see why it was hyped up. But this is a video game show, so enough of television. The little bit of video game playing I have been doing, I'm going to explain here and now why I haven't been playing Cyberpunk 2077. This is CD Projekt Red's latest AAA release. They're the makers of my favorite game ever, The Witcher 3. I've been saving Cyberpunk for a rainy day for years now. The game is over 4 years old. I've also been waiting for them to fix it, which is now seemingly the case. I was surprised when Steam told me I played it for almost 7 hours, which feels like I've barely scratched the surface. This is not going to be my real first talk about Cyberpunk. This is me explaining why I don't trust my Cyberpunk impressions so far. And that is just that.
Because you're a dirty corpo that can't be trusted.
I did start the Corpo life path, actually.
You narc.
I haven't been getting along awesome with the game. I see a lot of potential. I've done my first main quest or 2 where there were some tough do-or-die decisions I had to make that seemingly would really change how the quest line would play out. Most notably, I'll say the coolest thing I've seen was I was infiltrating a gang to retrieve a part we've allegedly already paid for, like a really cool piece of cybernetic weaponry. It was stolen from one of the mega corporations. I had a contact I optionally met with from the corporation who gave me a credit card full of enough payment to bribe the gang and to get it back. I decided to get greedy, pocketed the payment card for myself just for my own funds, didn't present the card to the gang, tried to just talk them to give it to me. That didn't work. The prompt to present the payment arrived. Seemingly, I could have either paid with my own money or paid with this sketchy card the corporation gave me. Could have maybe circumvented a lengthy fight scene by paying for it, but I didn't. Got into a gunfight.
You're like, we're not walking out of here without that part.
Yeah, had a lengthy combat sequence that really put me through my paces. Oh my God. But I walked away with all the money and the part, bunch of bullet holes in my leg, but seemingly I could have avoided that entire level. That was pretty interesting. I like the large consequences behind your decisions. That's the most promising part of the game so far, and that's kind of par for the course for CD Projekt Red quest design that I'm familiar with. But that is very early days impressions. I'm having a little bit of trouble immersing myself into what should be a very captivating game. And the reasons are really not the game's fault. There are two main reasons that have been detracting from my attention trying to get absorbed in Cyberpunk, very specific to me. One is, as you'll recall, during our Steam recap last year, I heavily skewed towards playing games with a controller last year. In fact, I think the last time I was playing games seated at my desk was all the way back in like January of 2024 when I was playing Midnight Suns with a mouse and keyboard. My mouse and keyboard controller playing skills have atrophied. That's my issue. I have not used a mouse and keyboard for a long enough amount of time that I feel rusty.
Yeah.
So that was kind of...
You used to be Shroud tier.
Yeah. He's a esports
streamer.
man.
Got it.
But now you're XQC tier.
The other...
I could say anything.
The other reason I was kind of struggling to fully immerse myself in the game was at the prompting of friend of the show, Janice.
Janice is my Johnny Silverhand. I see him in my dreams.
To emphasize how early I am in Cyberpunk and why you should not trust my impressions, I have not even seen Johnny Silverhand yet. Haven't seen that guy. But at the prompting of Janice, I've delved into the world of higher quality ergonomic office furniture.
Abbreviated as... Wow.
So I ordered an office chair, a steel case Amiya. I was like, okay, perfect.
Oh, not the steel case Jester? Poverty chair.
I was like, okay, my winter break has arrived. I'm going to dive deep into Cyberpunk, and I'm going to do it on this even more comfortable chair. All the stars have aligned, really planned.
So have your sacral vertebrae.
Right, because this is my first time experiencing lumbar support.
Yeah, ever.
This is my first time with armrests that can pivot in any direction I want. I should be living the dream. However, I have found out I have such a weak constitution when it comes to, I'm just so temperature sensitive. For the past decade, I've been using like a $150 Staples chair that happens to be mesh. And I guess I am now completely dependent on the breathability mesh offers because the Steelcase Amiya was a fabric chair and I found the fabric suffocating. I was overheating at the drop of a hat. Like, I'm not cut out for this. I'm so wimpy. Also, this might be unrelated, but my inner thighs are very sore. I'm not sure why. I don't think it was due to the gym. It might be just misadjusted this very ergonomic chair.
Audio listener, my heads-up display is full of jokes that I could run. The dialogue tree is enormous.
Spoiled for choice. So suffice to say, between not getting along with this chair and losing my proficiency for keyboard and mouse, I was having a rough time getting into Cyberpunk the way I wanted to be. So I have tabled it for now. I will be returning to it, rest assured. But I thought, Chris, while I'm searching like what new chair to purchase, what can I do to remedy my atrocious keyboard and mouse skills right now? I know. Let's play some comfort food. I know like the back of my hand that'll fit like a glove. I need to play some Dishonored with keyboard and mouse, get myself back into it. And for that reason, what I've actually been playing lately is Dishonored 1's DLCs, of which there are two, The Knife of Dunwall and The Brigmore Witches. I have finished The Knife of Dunwall, this is downloadable content. Arcane added to Dishonored 1 after it released. And low-key, I am reminded, Arcane makes some of the best DLC out there. Between these ones and Prey Mooncrash, I am blown away with the quality of their additional content. I will just point out for anyone who happens to be a Dishonored fan who has not played these two DLC packs, which add 6 missions, nearly doubling the amount of content in Dishonored. This is low-key Dishonored 2 before Dishonored 2 arrived. There's like almost enough here for a sequel. I am blown away. I have not played these since 2013, so it's been a nostalgic trip to return to them, and I'm loving them. It is simply more Dishonored. This is not going to be a long conversation. Samantha has joined me on this exercise.
Yeah, I've been playing them as well. I'm not done. I've finished the first mission, and I'm halfway through the second of Knife of Dunwall. It's really just more Dishonored. There's
Which-
no other way to put it.
With all the same pros and cons.
Yeah, you're playing not as Corvo. You're playing as, oh my God, what's his name?
Dowd.
Dowd. Presumably Corvo's enemy. So his mechanics are a little different, but they're not too different.
Instead of rats, he summons gerbils.
He doesn't summon any. Well, he can summon something. He can summon fellow assassins to come help you.
Yeah, that's new.
Yeah, instead of rats.
Instead of blink, he uses squint.
His blink will stop time.
An even more powerful version of Blink.
So it's pretty cool. Yeah, similar to Chris, I also had a false start with a game, and I was hearing Chris along the same path of having the false start and he turning to the Dishonored DLC, and I was like, yeah, that seems like a good idea. So I just copied.
No, we can move on from this quickly. I'll just say I think the standout level in Knife of Dunwall is probably the first one, the whale processing factory you go to. Pretty cool location. And I like going down the meat chutes and being underground.
I didn't go down any meat chutes.
Oh, you're missing out.
Yeah.
Oh.
You get to swim through the whale guts down there.
What?
Samantha, you have a pretty, well, we'll pivot. You have an interesting story for why you bounced off a certain critically acclaimed game.
So I'm planning to return back to this game after I finish the Dishonored DLC because I fixed the problem. But I started playing Nier Automata. But my only controller that I own is a Switch controller. And I was using it to play Outer Wilds. And then it, of course, came down with drift, as all Switch controllers inevitably do.
Dreaded stick drift.
And near the end of playing Outer Wilds, playing with my controller was just awful because of the drift. So I was like, okay, I'll just not use a controller anymore. It's fine. Playing Nier Automata without a controller. So just when you open up Outer Wilds, it has like two separate screens that are like, please, for the love of God, use a fucking controller to play this game. If you don't, I will come to your house and shoot you. And you're like, okay, I will figure it out, Outer Wilds. Nier should have like 4 screens telling you to play with a controller. Playing on a keyboard is impossible. So anyways, I beat the first level on the first go with this major handicap. And I'll tell you why it's such a major handicap, because the dodge mechanic is it's like so much harder on keyboard. And also, I didn't even know there was a dodge mechanic because it was so much harder on the keyboard while playing through the first level.
The opening to Nier Automata is somewhat notorious because for in-universe lore reasons, there's a lengthy opening segment that will not allow you to save, since in the game, saving is contextualized through like uploading your android's consciousness to the mainframe. So for in-universe reasons, there's a lengthy portion of the game you cannot save. And this is skill checked many a reviewer of the game.
Yeah. If you die at any point, and this is a pretty long opening segment, I would say at least like 30 or 45 minutes. If you die at any point, you're completely started over, allegedly. If that had happened to me, I would have probably texted Chris and be like, I am not playing this game. So I'm glad it didn't.
The fact that you made it through it not knowing how to dodge is kind of incredible.
Yeah, I don't know how it happened. I just shot nonstop. And Chris has nicely given me one of his old controllers. So I now have one and I can use it and it's going to be fine. But I'm going to finish Dishonored first and then go back to Nier. That's all I have to say. I have no early impressions at all.
Right. Yeah.
Other than this game really needs a dodge mechanic, and allegedly it has one.
And that's really everything we've been playing. I've been kind of playing Cyberpunk and kind of playing Dishonored DLC.
Yeah. Heath, you're carrying.
You're carrying us.
Kind of carrying.
New year, new you.
New year, new us.
And with that out of the way, why don't we
Take a break.
Heath is eyeing my Nier Automata poster as he grips his thighs. And then we will move on to the back half of this episode. We'll see you then. And we're back. So, start of the year, it's the time people are taking stock and making their New Year's resolutions. I like the tradition of setting gaming New Year's resolutions. Feels like it gives me an overarching goal for the year. And now is the time for us to check back in and address our 2024 gaming resolutions. See how we fared. Heath, do you want to go first or second?
Oh, I got a second.
Okay. Then I'll go first. And I want to say I kind of crushed it this year. As a reminder for listeners, you can listen to the episode 1 year ago to see us set these resolutions. The ones I endeavored to accomplish in 2024 were play a certain number of hours of video games, and I happened to set it at 625 hours, which I thought was a pretty reasonable goal. I think it was ever so slightly more than I accomplished in the year previously, 2023. So I thought, reasonable goal. And I don't know how I did it, but I kind of blew past it. Instead of playing 625 hours like I set out to do, I somehow played 849. So I smashed that goal. Honestly, maybe even harder than I wanted to. I think I'm going to roll it back a little bit in 2025. We'll see. But that was the main overarching goal. I had a couple more specific ones. I promised to circle back and finish Yakuza 3 because I had started it, but I did not see credits. And I did, in fact, play Yakuza 3 in 2024. In fact, once again, in the theme of going above and beyond, I finished Yakuza 4 as well.
Yay!
So keep on chugging there. The only thing that could constitute a slip and a miss for me was I said I would maybe circle back and finish The Outer Worlds, which I never did last year. I did caveat it with a maybe, but I did not do that. And finally, the last goal I set for myself last year, in an effort to cut down on new purchases and kind of clear the backlog of things I already owned, I wanted to play and complete 12 games or DLCs that were already in my library at the start of 2024. And I did it. I actually accomplished 14. I'll rattle them off in the order I did it.
In song.
But the things I owned that I managed to play last year were Marvel's Midnight Suns, Yakuza 3, Nobody Saves the World, Superliminal, a replay of Grease, Virtue's Last Reward, the Returnal Ascension DLC, Shadow of War DLC, Legend of Zelda, Link's Awakening, a replay of A Plague Tale Innocence, some of the Resident Evil 7 DLC, Yakuza 4, Zero Time Dilemma, and I replayed Spider-Man Miles Morales.
I don't know if you get to count Marvel's Midnight Suns because, I guess you did technically own it at the start of 2024, but didn't you buy it December 2023 and then immediately start playing it?
That's what we call following the letter of the law, Samantha.
Mm-hmm.
Also, that was baked into the dozen games goal already. It was assumed that was going to be one of them.
All right.
So yeah, don't take this away from me.
I mean, 2 of those were replays.
Three were replays.
Oh my God.
But that's revisiting content I owned.
Yeah, I think that's fine. I think that gets a pass. It's just funny.
So yeah, mission accomplished. Those were my 2024 resolutions. Samantha, you were not on this podcast, so you did not set any.
Hey, I did set resolutions. They just had nothing to do with games.
All right. How big of you? That brings us to my lovely co-host, Heath, who wisely didn't really set any resolutions last year.
A strategic move.
I did kind of bait you by mentioning by name all the years you committed to playing Witcher 3 and then never followed through.
Now I have the doomsday clock, the 4 coming out.
You did double down and say you would play it again in 2024. I don't think anyone serious thought you were being truthful about that. The closest thing I could find to a resolution you made last year was you predicted what your 2024 top 10 games list would look like.
Yeah.
Would you care to hazard a guess what your hit rate was?
Oh, I know what it was. It was like 2 out of the 10, right?
I'm seeing 1 out of the 10.
Okay.
You nailed Frostpunk 2.
Yeah.
You did do that. The games you thought were going to appear on your top 10 list from last year, you thought you would play Tunic.
Gotta play that.
Deltarune.
Yeah.
Metal Gear Solid 5. Fallout New Vegas. Control.
Gotta play that.
Prey. The Witcher 3, as stated.
Yeah.
Pizza Tower.
Yeah.
And Chance of Sinar.
Heath, have you played any of Deltarune yet?
I've played 0 of Deltarune. Can we do a Let's Play?
It's a treat.
Okay.
I can't wait for the next chapters to come out.
Mm-hmm.
So good.
All right. That is recapping all of our resolutions and dealing with the consequences. Now, why don't we look ahead to the future and set our 2025 gaming resolutions? Samantha, you're new to this. Do you want to start us off?
Sure. So, as listeners know, I think I played. Oh, when I last looked at my list, it was either 30 or 31 games last year. I think that was too many. So, my New Year's resolution is going to be to play fewer games this year. How many fewer, you might ask? Just fewer. At least one less than I played this year.
As long as it's not 30, you're good.
Yeah.
Just to clarify, is this in an effort to sink more hours into fewer games? Are you looking to actually play fewer hours just across a smaller number of titles?
Well, okay, here's what happened last year is I was finishing up Mass Effect Legendary Edition and Transistor, and then Chris was like, "Hey, Samantha, guess what? You can use my entire Steam library." And I was like, this is more games than I've ever seen in my entire life. So I kind of just ignored all of my other hobbies to pursue games because it was like, I'm eating at the biggest, baddest buffet in the world. And I think I want to try to take my time a little bit more this year. It's not going anywhere.
Unless Steam shuts down.
Okay. Yeah, that's right.
Or their very generous family sharing policy is changed.
If that happens, I'll just use your Steam account directly.
So this is to free up leisure time in other areas of your life.
Yeah.
That makes sense. And it'll make the process of making your top 10 list far less painful this year.
Yeah,
hopefully.
I got in trouble with so many people for that. Janice and you.
Right? Yeah, putting you on blast.
Leave me alone, guys, okay? I was in a lot of pain making that list.
I can jump in.
My
Heath,
resolution
by all means.
for 2025, I want to return to the well. Not at all. I've sunk 80 hours into Balatro. My goal for 2025 is to keep that in the double digits.
Oh.
Every hour I sink into Balatro is an hour I don't sink into
Chance of Sonar.
Chance of Sonar, if I owned it.
Yeah.
So, no Balatro. No Frostpunk 1.
Civ.
Civilization 7's coming out, though. I do.
That's a new title.
That is fair game.
Yeah.
Like, Jackbox games don't really count because that's like if I'm entertaining company.
No Civ 5.
That's what I was saying. Civ 5.
No Civ 5. Everything that has been my cash cows,
Your comfort
my
food.
blue ribbon piggies in years past, my creature comforts, don't even look at them in 2025.
You're pretty brave to make that resolution. I don't know if I could do that.
It's pretty brave. I'm not even. It's like an anti-resolution. It's just don't eat junk food is all.
Exactly.
I think that's a great resolution.
Yeah.
Emphasis on fresh new titles.
Because if I name every new thing that I'm supposed to hit, it's going to be a repeat of years past.
Chris is just going to litigate it.
Chris is going to be like annotated, and he's going to get it notarized. And
Yeah.
Hey, someone has to. All right. For my 2025 goals. So coming off the back.
Finish the Yakuza series.
I wish. The big overarching goal, coming hot off the heels of playing nearly 850 hours of games in 2024, I think trying to do that again would be setting the bar too high. So I'm going to roll it back, maybe do about 90% of that. My hour count goal for 2025 is to play 775 hours. I'm still holding myself to a high standard, but let's not get crazy about it. All right, next goal. On your Steam profile, if you have the right settings adjusted, Steam will show you what your average achievement completion percentage is across your entire library of played games. And after years of grinding achievements and trying to improve it a little bit, my account currently sits at 63%. So on average, when I boot up a new game, I accomplish about 63% of the achievements in it. At this point of the game, when you've played hundreds of games like me...
Yeah, if you picked up Black Mesa...
Sure.
And you 100%ed all the achievements in Black Mesa...
Yes.
I don't think that would budge the percent one bit.
That is precisely the point I was going to make, Heath. To actually...
Well, make the point, and then I'll see which one of them I like better in the edit.
Yeah, just having that percentage value adjust up or down is a glacial process. It takes like many games worth of playtime to get it to move either way. So my goal for the entire year of 2024 is to maintain that percentage and get it to go from 63% to 64%.
69. Oh,
I've been telling him he needs to get to 69 and then he could stop.
Then I can rest.
Yeah.
true gamer.
Yeah.
But I think committing to 1 year,
Then I can rest.
1% per year is a reasonable goal.
Mm-hmm.
It can be argued it's a bit of effort just maintaining it, because that means
This guy's talking like he's post-snap Thanos. It's a labor of love.
just maintaining it is a bit of effort, because that means I can't like start a new game and drop it right away after unlocking a couple achievements if I
God
don't like it.
forbid.
Right. You haven't done that lately.
Our neurodivergent fans are like, this is what I've come to listen to.
Finally, a kindred spirit.
This is where I'm at.
So yeah, getting that number from 63 to 64 is a goal I endeavor to do over the next 12 months. And finally, this one's a little less objectively measurable, but I realize
Have fun.
let's not
That's
get
a foreign
crazy.
concept.
I realized after neglecting to play games at my desk for all of 2024, I just want to do more desk gaming.
Desk-based, that's your best.
Desk-based gaming in 2025.
Oh my God.
So I think Steam said I used mouse and keyboard 21% of the time last year. So I want it higher this year. And some specific ways I want to do it is to play more FPS games, more strategy games, and more CRPGs.
Classic RPGs?
Computer RPGs.
What- Every
What does that
RPG is a
mean?
computer
That
RPG.
would, an example I am thinking of on my mind is probably like Baldur's Gate 3.
That doesn't.
Which, as we
help.
all know, is a computer RPG.
Yes.
Right.
as opposed to analog RPG. Like
What does computer and computer RPG
They-
mean?
he means
It's-
that like Dungeons and Dragons is a
It's isometric, basically. So Disco
Oh.
Elysium is a CRPG.
Path of Exile.
Okay.
Path of Exile, probably. Some people might call it an ARPG.
Oh my God. Alphabet soup.
Yeah.
This episode is brought to you by the letters.
Chris, I have a resolution I'd like to assign you.
All right, let's hear it.
Play Subnautica, please.
We'll see.
You badger Heath every year about playing The Witcher.
That's because
I'm gonna actually play The Witcher this year.
Heath was obligated to play The Witcher via a bet he lost 6 years ago.
What bet do I need to make?
For all the games you've played on my recommendation, I think me playing Subnautica seems like a pretty reasonable offer.
I won't even start with Stardew Valley, which you will still like. I will lead you with Subnautica, a guy's game, you know?
Yeah, one for the boys.
One for the boys. So many fish are trying to eat you. It's so scary.
I don't know. Heath just told me that game, you're just bleaching water, and that's about all there is to
Just
it.
eat a bladderfish instead. Don't eat it. Put it in your little fabricator, and you can get water so much more easily than bleaching your ocean water. It's a hack.
Well, I'll
Taking notes,
I'll put it.
Yeah, you better.
I'll say it's a strong maybe.
Then I won't play The Witcher 3 ever.
We'll see.
Don't worry, Chris. I got you in that regard.
I've heard that before.
You can count on me.
All right. I think that's enough resolution setting for this year. So we can move that aside and go to our final segment. Heath, you want to tee this up?
Split Fiction. Hey, audio listener, we're going to play Fantasy Critic. No, what was the actual game we called it?
The Fantasy Publisher Draft.
Yeah, we're going to play the Fantasy Publisher Draft.
Longtime listeners, you'll be right. We are resurrecting this ancient segment. We played this back in 2020 and 2021, and then we kind of let it die on the vine. Heath and I came to the conclusion it wasn't that much fun having it just be a two-player competition, where a draft gets a lot more interesting with a third party. And now we have Samantha on the team. For the uninitiated, everyone's heard of fantasy football, where you make your dream team. We are taking on the role of a fictional video game publisher, releasing games throughout 2025. This is facilitated through the website fantasycritic.com, where we are not trying to pick the games that will sell the most necessarily this year. We are trying to pick the games that are most critically well received on opencritic.com, a review aggregation site. So we're all trying to draft a list of 12 games that our publisher fictionally releases this year to the most critical acclaim. All you really need to know is that if your game scores above a 70 on OpenCritic, it'll score you positive points. Below a 70 is negative points. If you happen to pick a game that slips out of releasing this calendar year, it is worth 0 points for
It's
you.
until it releases, and then it retroactively gives you points.
Heath is eventually going to retroactively win 2020 when Hollow Knight Silksong comes out.
It is a lovely bit of humor that the first time we did this exercise 5 years ago, we drafted Hollow Knight Silksong.
As the first pick, by the way.
It is still not out.
It's still not out.
It's coming.
Maybe.
Who's going to have the giant balls to pick it for this year? We'll see. Does anyone have any questions for me?
What should I name my publisher?
Oh, we all need to name our publishers.
Help.
Brainstorming session.
Sammy Holdings,
Sammy Holdings. I like it.
because that's a real developer.
Yeah, I was trying to think of real
Right?
developers that I could
Isn't
make
it Sammy Sega?
You know more than me. Are you going to reprise your name as Heath?
Yeah,
All right, I like it.
it's gold.
I think I need to retire quintessential Chris games. What could be better?
trying to think of something like CE Project something, but
CE Project.
CE Project Red.
yeah, that's what I was going for.
Yeah. All right, I'm good with it.
I feel like it fits with your theme as a person.
It absolutely does, especially since I'm playing Cyberpunk this year. So we're going to each draft 12 games this year. We're not going to draft all 12 in this initial setting. I think we should do a mid-year recap right after fake E3 happens in June, where a bunch of new games announcements will happen, where we could do a second draft to round out our rosters.
I second this motion.
I think maybe we should institute a floor. At minimum today, you must draft 6, so half of your list.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
But then you could call it. You could just draft 6 today and leave yourself 6 slots for June. We will be snake drafting, so it's a pretty fair procedure.
I know snake drafts are fair because I always feel like I get screwed whenever I'm in one.
And I've set the default recommended eligibility options the website specifies, where like if it's a remaster, it's probably banned. If it's already in early access, it's banned. Stuff like that.
So like Metal Gear Solid Delta is off limits?
I
Yes.
think that's probably fine.
No,
'cause
that
that's
one
a
was categorized.
remake. Oh, is that a remaster?
Oh, wait, remakes are okay?
Yeah. Otherwise, stuff like Final Fantasy VII Rebirth wouldn't be eligible.
Yeah, but that's like a remake with extra steps.
It's a remake.
Yeah, okay, fine. Whatever.
Do we want rock, paper, scissors to determine whoever wins rock, paper, scissors chooses where they go in the snake draft? Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
This is all being left in.
Oh,
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Yes.
Where do you want to
Go,
be in the
Heath,
snake
go.
draft?
I go second.
All right, I will set you.
It's like the least competitive spot. Why would he do that?
And then I guess I came in
you could
second.
change your choice.
I go into the reality TV show Talking Head booth. I just wanted to mix it up a little.
All right, so I have a choice of going first or third.
You should go on Big Brother.
Love is Blind.
Oh God, yeah. You know what? That would work.
You know what? Let's go.
Don't make me pick first, Chris.
Let's go third.
Oh boy.
Samantha, you are up first.
Thanks.
Confirmed.
No, I'm not going to pick Split Fiction, though it would be a good pick. I guess my only fear with this game is that for some reason it doesn't come out this year. I am going to lead off with Elden Ring Night Rain.
Okay. From Software, they rarely miss. In fact, they, especially these
George
days.
R.R. rarely misses.
Elden Ring got a open critic score of 95. If Night Rain's only half the game Elden Ring is, it's still going to get like at least an 85. So
That's a strong pick. It is a bit of a departure for them, being like a multiplayer focused game.
if anyone can do it, they can.
I think a strong one. All right, that brings us to Heath.
Audio listener, Chris and Samantha think they got it all figured out. They're relying on things like Metacritic, when the only critic that matters is me. We're going with a Monster Hunter Wilds.
From Capcom.
Good pick.
I'm going to smack down Nergigante with my big, more than 70 points on Metacritic.
Yeah, it probably will.
This is like the first big follow-up to Monster Hunter World, Capcom's best-selling title in their entire history.
No.
I believe-
Resident Evil is in their catalog.
No.
Street Fighter 2 is in their catalog.
So when the stakes are so high, I think Capcom is probably going to knock it out of the park on Monster Hunter Wilds. That was my number one pick. You got it before me, Heath. Well done.
Oof, rock, paper, scissors carried me.
Yeah.
All right. That brings it to me as it's a snake draft, so I will go twice in a row before it returns to Heath.
Mm-hmm.
Chris is shaking in his boots.
I can see him shaking.
Yeah, I'm just crossing off games that are gone. So the Switch 2 is releasing this year.
I hear it's going to have an OLED screen.
I think they need a killer launch title. It's been in development for a long time. Despite it not being my cup of tea, I'm going to pick Metroid Prime 4.
That's not coming out.
Metroid Prime 4 for this year.
This is crazy.
The Metroid Prime franchise is critically beloved. I don't know why, but it scores great. I mean, look at Metroid Prime Remastered. That got like mid-90s on Metacritic. So Metroid Prime 4 to debut with the new Nintendo console. It's going to be killer. I know this. I'm locking it in. Then for my next game, to follow it up, I think I will select, this is a safe one, Doom: The Dark Ages. I'm a Doom believer now. It has been cooking on it. 5 years of development. This new, maybe slightly slower paced, but medieval themed Doom game. I think it's going to be awesome. So Doom: The Dark Ages, my second pick.
Good pick.
Back to Heath.
Civilization 7. I know it's going to score higher than a 70, so I'll just rely on that.
It is.
Insider knowledge. Sid texted me the score already.
All right, I get to pick twice now, right?
Yes.
This is so much harder for me than
I know,
it is
second
for you
place is
guys.
excellent. You can think of so much.
All right, I will go ahead and pick Split Fiction because it's going to get at least an 85, and I think we're getting down to the point where that's what I'm going to be looking for.
The team from Haze Light, they've been consistent lately. I think it's very safe.
I'm excited to play Split Fiction.
And it's definitely not going to slip since it's like a March release date.
Yes, yeah, it has a specific release date. It's coming out. I think my next pick, Chris, I have a question.
Sure.
Would this game, I don't remember what it was tagged as, would this game count?
I think so. It was on my list of things to consider.
Okay, then are you ready? Because my next pick is Legends of Heroes Trails Through Daybreak 2.
What?
If you've never heard of this game, that's okay. Neither have I. It scores pretty well.
Trails Through Daybreak 1 came out last year. It reviewed pretty well. It's a long-running JRPG series that I am intimidated to try.
I don't know anything about it, but I've heard good things.
I've heard it almost be described as Yakuzian with the number of entries in this series.
Oh boy.
So for the listeners at home, I'll point out maybe the elephant in the room. We're several picks deep now, all three of us, and no one has said GTA 6.
I've been sufficiently scared that Naughty Dog is going to be late.
Rockstar.
That's what I meant.
When it comes out, it's probably going to be the game of the year.
Yeah.
And they have said it's due out in 2025.
We've seen trailers.
But we're all sufficiently worried not to pick it.
One of us will pick it, and then they will either
win
yeah,
or take a 0.
if they take it, picking it as a low pick and having it come out this year is disgusting.
That is true.
We can't let Chris do that.
Outer Wilds 2. Outer Wilds
Outer
2.
Wilds
Yeah, you heard
2.
right.
You mean Outer Worlds
2.
Yeah, I did the classic thing.
Love to see it.
From Obsidian, they're really consistent.
Yep, they told me it was going to come out this year during the Game Awards.
I believe them.
I'm a little worried, you guys. For a lot of this segment so far, you've just been reading down my list of order I wanted to pick
Ooh,
things.
Heath, he's so
So-
cooked.
This is draft day.
All right. I've got 2 in a row. Taking a note out of Heath's latest decision, I'm also picking an Obsidian game. Kind of crazy. They're releasing 2 big projects in the same year. I'm going to pick Avowed. They're kind of their fantasy RPG.
Are you sure?
I almost picked that.
That one, at the very least, is due out early in the year, so I know it will not slip. And also going to pick a Sony first-party game, the only one we know of this year, Ghost of Yotai, the sequel to Ghost of Tsushima.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a very reliable mid to high 80s game. Put it on my list.
Yeah, Ghost of Tsushima got an 84 on OpenCritic.
And they'll be even better this time around.
They'll get an 82 this time.
All right, so Avowed and Ghost of Yotai. It's back to you, Heath.
I don't believe in Citizen Sleeper. I'm going to instead go Slay the Spire 2.
Is that allowed?
It's not in early access yet.
Okay.
Um,
Then it's fine.
So
As soon as the number shows up on that website.
our league disqualifies games that are only in early access, meaning you will only get credit, Heath, if it exits early access.
By January 1st, 2026?
Right.
Okay.
Do you want to commit to that?
Yeah, dude, Slay the Spire has 2 things in it. Cards and narwhals. As soon as they finish rendering the latter, they'll do the former.
Okay. So Heath did Slay the Spire 2.
Is he a whale or is he a narwhal?
He's a whale.
He's a whale. I meant to say whale. Party at my house the day it leaves early access, but scores a 69.
That won't happen.
That would be pretty nice.
Wait. Oh, okay. Never mind.
You scared me.
I got the next thing for sure.
Oh, okay.
Over to you, Samantha. You get 2 in a row.
I think I'm going to do something a little risky and pick Rift of the Necrodancer.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. It has a release date. Crypt of the Necrodancer got an 87. It can't be that much worse. And then my next pick, I am choosing more to get at Chris than anything because I'm going to pick Like a Dragon Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii.
Whoa. Are you sure about that?
Wow.
And that's it on that.
I would be angrier, but I don't think it's getting above like an 82.
You never know.
You never know.
So a little birdie told me that this is Heath's next pick. My 4th pick?
Maybe.
This is your fifth pick.
Little birdie told me that the sequel to the Nintendo Switch is coming out this year. And they're going to need a console selling, hardware yelling, top tier game to put on that system.
He's going to do it.
And they tell me, oh, Metroid. No. Look to the past. What's the one system seller that hasn't had another entry for as long as we've been out of high school? My next pick is Mario Kart 9.
Oh my
You're
God.
picking unannounced Mario Kart.
That's not even on my list.
Easy choice.
Oh my God.
To think they would launch a system without a Mario Kart on it,
They're just going to make Mario Kart 8 again.
they wouldn't dare. They've Skyrim'd their last Mario Kart. I said that right.
Yeah, you did.
Bold.
I love it.
What are they going to port it to the next system and put more Mercedes-Benz in it? I don't know. There's already so many.
I tip my cap, Heath. That's bold.
That's not where I thought you were going with that.
All right, here come my 5th and 6th picks. Heath said he was a non-believer, but I will lock in Citizen Sleeper 2.
Yeah.
Due out late January, so pretty soon. No chance of it slipping. I played the first game. I thought it was great, and they're going to just improve it. It's going to be even better. So I will take Citizen Sleeper 2. And also inspired by Heath's
Predictive. Nostradamasian.
Heath's boldness. You know what? Give me GTA 6.
Oh, no.
I'm putting it on my list.
Oh, no.
It'll send me to the stratosphere or sink my ship. We will see.
It'll send you. Wait, what's the setting of GTA 6? Is it California?
I think it's Florida.
Darn.
Now it's going to come out this year
Because he willed it.
because he picked it. Now they're working on the code as we speak.
You're welcome, high schoolers.
All right.
Back to you, Heath.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm too scared to say Death Stranding 2. I'm too scared to say Assassin's Creed Shadows.
Persona 6.
No.
Locking it in.
You
no,
can
stop.
draft that.
Oh, Pony Island 2 Panda Circus.
Oh. Pony Island 2.
It's gonna come out.
All right.
From the makers of Inscription.
Yeah, it's a
Pony
good
Island
pick
2.
if it comes out this year.
We saw Pro ZD.
We saw him at last year's Game Awards, like the year before 2020.
Yeah, I gave him even more time.
All right. It's your turn, Samantha.
I want to draft Claire Obscure Expedition 33, which is kind of a risk.
Yeah. I was eyeing it.
They've never released anything before.
And there's not a firm release date.
It's spring 2025. They have a month, or not, that's not a month, a season.
That could be killer.
It could be killer. People are hyped about it.
I'm one of them.
Yes. So I'm picking it in vibes.
For the audio listener, Claire Obscure Oh, wait. I made fun of this game because it's just very RPG.
Yes.
JRPG.
But made by a French studio.
Oh.
Cool premise, too. I believe there's some sort of supernatural painter that every year paints a number, and then everyone who is that age will die. So they send everyone who's that age on an expedition to try to like stop the painter. And this year it's everyone who's 33.
Oh, Expedition 33. I didn't know anything about this game. I just picked it. I am going to pick another game. I'm not going to pick Dispatch, even though I want to, because I'm worried it won't come out this year. All right, we're going to pick a game called 2 Point Museum.
What does that look like?
It's probably going to get 82 points.
From the makers of 2 Point Hospital.
Yes. It's not going to be a killer, but it's not going to kill me.
It's safe.
It's
safe pair of hands.
It's a safe pick. It's coming out this year. It's going to score at least 80 points. I'll take it. And that was my 7th pick, so you guys can eat me up in June now if you so choose. God, I did not want to go first. All right, Heath.
I can pass and then come back in, right? I can take my chips off the table and then go, I'm thinking I'm back.
I think that's fine, as long as the website's going to allow it.
Okay, I see no option to proceed with us drafting variable numbers of games. So I think we have to abandon that cool idea.
Let's just say we pick 8 and then we pick 4 more come June. That's what we were planning on doing anyway.
All in agreement, Heath?
Yes, so that I have to pick, don't I?
Yes.
You would.
Okay. I'm gonna do Little Nightmares 2.
Little Nightmares 2 got an 82 on OpenCritic.
That's worse than Call of Duty.
82 is still 12 positive points, right?
Yeah, but that's just shooting for second. We got a Hyper Light Breaker's not coming out, is it? What did Drifter get? Hyper Light Drifter got a 84. Oh no, I'm circling the drain. Okay. Heath's next choice is Reanimal.
Excuse me?
Reanimal.
Reanimal?
What?
Upcoming survival horror video game published by THQ Nordic. I'm praying that Little Nightmares mid-80s spice lands this in spooky month 2025.
Why didn't you just pick Little Nightmares 3?
No, because it's returning to the well. Everyone's going to be as they say in Sweden.
All right.
All right. These are my final 2 picks. I think this is another safe one. I took a couple risks, so let's not overextend myself. I'm going to take Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. This is from War Horror Studios, releasing in early February, so it's not going to slip. I know Kingdom Come Deliverance 1 released to, somewhat tepid reception. I think they fixed it a lot with post-release patches, and I think they've learned a lot in the following years. So I think Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 is going to be a bit of a pop-off moment for them.
This is the Chivalry clone we're talking about, right?
Yeah, but it's a single-player campaign. All right, so Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, I'm locking it in, and I draft one more tonight for my 8th game, and then Heath, you have one more as well.
Say a Pokemon game.
There's supposed to be one coming out this year.
It's gonna be nothing we haven't seen.
Yep. Which means it's going to score fine.
It would be a little spicy to pick Resident Evil 9 unannounced.
Oh my.
Because it's kind of due.
Chris, if you do this, I'll choose an unannounced game.
How long has it been since the last Resident Evil game?
Resident Evil 4 remake came out in 2023.
Too soon.
Do I trust Death Stranding 2 to come out this year? Or I do safe, but it won't score as high, Assassin's Creed Shadows, which has had some troubling thing. It just got delayed again, like a 1-month delay. I don't know what that says about the game's quality. How many risks have I taken so far?
Just GTA 6.
I did GTA 6, which may not come. There's a universe in which Ghost of Yotai doesn't come out this year. How well did Death Stranding even review?
It got an 83.
Critical darling.
Am I shouldering unnecessary risk for a tepid game? 83 isn't a killer review score. All right, I've convinced myself I'm going to be the Assassin's Creed Shadows guy.
Ooh.
Locking it
Boring.
in.
Snooze.
Up to you for your final game, Heath.
Football Manager 2025.
Okay.
Fuck you.
Were you going to take that, Samantha?
Yes.
Let's go.
You guys literally both took my pick
Wow.
in order. In my heart, what I want to pick is 100 Line Last Defense Academy
Ooh.
because I will rate that a 100.
And pump the score metrics.
Pump the score metrics. However, Spike Chunsoft's last game, Rain Code, got a 77. I want to say critics underrate Spike Chunsoft games because of how crazy they can be. So I can't pick it.
We threw you for a loop.
Part of me is curious about picking Fable. That's supposed to come out, but I've heard troubling things about that game. I think I will be super boring and pick Professor Layton and the New World of Steam.
Yeah.
It'll score fine.
And that's all right. Let's each read our list of games. Samantha, what is Sammy Holdings releasing this year?
I have Elden Ring, Night Rain, Split Fiction, The Legend of Heroes Trails Through Daybreak 2, Rift of the Necrodancer, Like a Dragon, Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii, Claire Obscure Expedition 33, 2 Point Museum, and Professor Layton and the New World of Steam.
Gamblers, go to your local lottery machine and put down these numbers. The Outer Worlds, 2. Slay the Spire, 2. Pony Island, 2. Football Manager, 2. And E25. Civilization, 7. Mario Kart, 9. And then spend all your winnings on Monster Hunter Wilds and Re-Animal.
Very good. And CE Project Red. This year we're cooking up Metroid Prime 4 Beyond, Doom the Dark Ages, Avowed, Ghost of Yotai, Citizen Sleeper 2, GTA 6, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, and Assassin's Creed Shadows.
I can't wait for GTA 6 to come out next year.
We will see, won't we?
If it comes out this year, Chris wins.
I'm cooking with gasoline if it does.
Yeah.
All right. And that was that exercise.
I'm feeling much better than I have in previous years.
We will reconvene in June to draft or select our remaining 4 games each.
And maybe update the listeners on how everyone's looking.
Yeah, the mid-year update. And that's going to do it for this episode. What are our closing thoughts?
I gotta get dinner.
Wow.
It's late.
It's past 9.
Well, I mean, I eat every 3 hours, so it's
Oh.
Not too big of a
nothing
deal.
to worry about.
Listeners, if you want to write in, tell us what games we grossly overlooked. You can do so by sending an email to mobiustubespodcast@gmail.com.
That's mobiustubespodcast@gmail.com. We didn't overlook anything.
Yeah, we picked all the good game releases clean. All right. I'll catch you guys later.
Bye.